Hello, hello. Welcome to another day of coding here. Sorry, I'm still getting organized. All my windows. Now, let's see what I missed in Discord yesterday. I think there was something. There we go. I'm so tired. I haven't been this tired in a long time. Make the side nav bar. Wow, that looks really good. That looks super easy. Blue cap hat. That's how good it looks. You get a head pat. 120 seconds ago, early today. Was I early? I don't even know. Because when I make the stream, it kind of like predicts when it thinks I'm gonna get on, and I can like adjust it every 5 minutes or so. But I do my best, you know. Make this side, or also how are you doing, TLK? Hope you're having a good day. Side nav bar for all pages, but have it generate the fighters for each dojo. I'll have more periodically. A template for fighters. Based on the dojo. There you go. I'll second this. Yeah, have a good day. Tomorrow's math midterm exam, or something like that. The material isn't too much. Okay, nice. That's good. Midterms sound really painful. I feel bad for you. I apologize, but you'll get through it. I'm glad it's not gonna be too hard. Midterms were like my least favorite thing. College was so straight. It was so stressful. They expect you to learn so much so quickly. Morning, JJ. How are you doing today? Oh, I put in the wrong one. My bad. It was just the one that I had open. Just the one that was open. Trying to make a decision on a sacrifice I have to make. Oh, it's not too painful of a sacrifice. Just gotta weigh the pros and cons. Choose the one you want the most. All right. So, I've been recently working on doing a binary serialization for the game. Let me get to this. Actually, we'll be doing unit tests, but basically I have GOB JSON flat buffers from last time, and I also now have this binary one, go test -b. So I have to write custom. I was able to do it for the rest of them. It's just so annoying not having it. It's annoying when you have to serialize a list of things that are different. That's what's annoying. Like a list of messages, you have to have a header now to say what the payload's going to be. And same thing because I have the list of components after the same exact thing. I decided either not working on a project tonight to mow the lawn or not playing video games with friends Friday night to mow the lawn. It takes 2.5 hours to mow. That's a big lawn, geez. Well, at least it's not it's not relative to other big decisions you have to make in your life. That's not that big of one. It'll just be a little bit of pain. You gotta lose out on something. You'll get through it though, I'm sure. Kinda is busy. This project goes on my resume. Yeah, I don't think projects are necessary for your resume personally. Like you could, not that I'm condoning lying, but for resumes I've reviewed, a lot of them don't have projects at all, like side projects. Actually, I would say most of the resumes I've seen don't have like a side project that the person works on. So I don't really know like how much boost that's gonna give you having a side project on there. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know how much people value that. I guess all it'll give you is it'll give you professional stories to talk about. But I need to go blow my nose. I'm sorry. I'm really congested. I'll be right back. I am back now. That's what these devs tell me to do is projects because I can't rely on my experience. The gap is big. I mean, yeah, don't lie about, you don't want to lie about what you've done. You have to embellish stuff a little bit and maybe act like it was harder than it was. So like you can make like a small little app in like a weekend and be like, oh, I made this like really interesting thing that was, here's what it did. Like I don't think doing a massively polished job on something is very important if you're gonna do a side project just for your resume. Like you're gonna make a little web app, you should do it really as fast as you possibly can. If all you're trying to do is try to get it for your resume. If you're trying to make something, then that's different, right? But actually, that might not even be that different. If you're trying to make a little web app and like show it to people, you should build it as quickly as possible and build a little prototype and make the minimum amount of things that makes it interesting. But only way to prove I know what I'm doing. So when you're in the interview, that's where you prove that you know what you're doing. Because they're going to ask you technical questions and you'll have to answer them. And also like having a degree proves you know what you're doing. Being able to solve algorithms questions proves you know what you're doing. They're going to ask you other technical questions and you'll prove you know what you're doing from those. The resume is only going to get you in the door. And like it'll give people talking points if they want to ask you about specific things. How I did my binary marshalling though, is I basically made like a binary component. So every single ECS component gets converted to a binary component, which has the same sort of pattern, a header and then a payload. If you're working on a project like, say my current one, and you end sitting there not sure what to do, Does it sign you're a bad programmer or lack knowledge in that style of programming? I mean, it doesn't really. I wouldn't read into it. Like, I guess there's no. Let me think. Let me think. Let me pick my word really quick. There's no. I guess there's no. Unless you're like considering not being a programmer. Like, if you've decided like I like programming and I want to be a programmer, there's no value in like worrying about how good you are at it. Does that make sense? Like you want to be a programmer, you want to be good at programming, and everybody has the degree of how good they want to be. Like some people really want to be good, some people like kind of like just do it because they enjoy it. Like everyone has their own time commitment, and everybody is right in whatever time commitment choice they want to pick because it's a very like personal decision. I think this extends to like everything, you know. Some people really like running, and some people don't like running, you know. So some people choose to go run a lot, and some people don't, and that's everyone has their balance of what they want to do. But it's not really. If like you're just a kind of like casually jogging, it's not like I don't know. Like I guess you can be like, yes, like am I faster than this other person? But like it doesn't really matter if you're worse. I guess I want to be good. I feel like my time commitment is enough for that because real life gets in the way. Yeah, I mean like that'll keep popping up. Once you'll get my recommendation. I think I've mentioned this before. Is that like you should put like if you want to get a programming job, you should put all your efforts into getting a programming job, not doing like things before that. Like the only like I think you mentioned, or I'm pretty sure you mentioned you have a degree, right? Can you just remind me? Do you have a degree, like a computer science degree or something, or some kind of engineering degree? Bachelor's of Computer Science from the spring of 2019. Oh, that's super recent. That's not out of date. That's very, very, very recent. It's only 3 years ago. Honestly, people aren't even going to ask about that gap. Like all you have to say, like, hey, why didn't you get a job right out of college? It's like, oh, like sorry, COVID happened and I had to do a lot of family stuff. And that's a very honest answer. COVID did happen, and it sounds like you do have to do a lot of family stuff. And so now, like now you're coming out and getting it. Like you're gonna get an entry level job. You don't, for an entry level job, you don't need to have a bunch of personal projects to like throw around and show people. You know, like maybe having one would be nice, but like you're just going for like regular programming jobs. Like you should like in my opinion, you should study how to interview well and apply to a lot of companies. If your goal is to get a job, sorry, let me caveat it there. Hey Dracula, how's it going? I'd like to apply for Dino since they're fully remote and use Rust. I don't know what Dino is, sorry. Well, here's the hard part. I want to run time for. Are they hiring? We're hiring. The openings: assistant, marketing, UI, UX, SRE, software engineer, infrastructure, performance. There you go. I don't know what Dino is, but oh, Node.js, but written in Rust. Yeah. So like, the maybe hard pill to swallow sometimes is that a job like a small company like your dream job is going to be like one of the hardest ones to get usually. So like it'll be very very difficult to get your dream job right out of college. Software engineering application. Let me go. Sorry. Like it's very like this seems like this to me this seems like it's going to be a difficult job to get because it's a very very small company that's doing like one specific thing. So the people that they hire are going to be they're going to try to hire the best possible people they can that know a lot of stuff. Like they're not hiring interns. The people that hire interns and like new grads and stuff like that, those are the companies that are big and like they want to grow talent into higher roles. This team probably doesn't want to grow talent to higher roles. They probably want to hire people who can already fit the role. Which one infrastructure were you looking at? I mean, that's a really low number. That surprises me, seeing 3+ years of experience. But like, man, I don't know. I like go for it. I guess I don't think I agree with saying that that's hard to find. I don't think that that's as hard to find as you think. I think it's I don't think you necessarily have to get a FANG job to get that. Like there's defense contractors, there's like finance companies like Capital One and stuff like that. There is FANG, those are hard, obviously. Um, there's a lot of startups around FANG. Those will probably be easier than a FANG, but will also be harder than like a defense contractor or like a credit card company. But I guess if I was you and I just wanted to get into software engineering, like get a job, I would apply for defense contractors and finance companies, but not like the big finance companies. Or sorry, not big's the wrong word. Not the exclusive finance companies. Like there's finance companies that do like a lot of like machine learning and like algorithmic trading. Those ones are going to be hard. But like credit card companies, banks, those are going to be easier. You don't need a defense contractor to get a or sorry, you don't need a security clearance to work at a defense contractor. So that won't that yeah that It won't mess you up at all if you don't want to get a clearance. That's fine. I worked at one. I didn't get a clearance. I told them I didn't want to get a clearance. Hardware office allowances. The process is fully remote and all communications will happen over email via video chat. Once you submit your application, the team will review your submission, may reach out for a short screening interview over a video call. If you pass the screen, you'll be invited for four follow-up interviews. The calls usually take between 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the interviewer. Once interviewers are over, the team will meet to discuss several roles and candidates and may ask one or two follow-up questions over email or a quick call to go directly to making an offer. Yeah, this seems like fairly normal. Northrop Grumman even makes it where you can't do any work till you get your clearance. Yeah, like some teams that you might join might be like that. But some defense contractors, you don't have to. And some teams probably on Northrop, you don't have to. I feel like I know people at Northrop who don't have who don't have that. But yeah, you might be right on those. I don't know. I didn't work for those ones, I guess. Thank you, Jomi. Yeah, we're applying. Yeah, like I think this would be a difficult job to get with your level of experience. Also, yeah, make a LinkedIn. I don't mean that as an insult, JJ. I just mean that as if you haven't had a job out of college, I think this will be a challenging one to get. Like if this is your first job, I think this is gonna be a challenging one to get without having this, because I think they're gonna try to. But I might be wrong. Like the thing is it's a numbers game. Oh shoot, nice stream drop out. We're back in. You guys hear me? I think it's working again. Yeah, the thing is it's a numbers game, and you should try for every job that you want to get. Is it because they're too specific? I think they're just a small company. Small companies are trying to hire people for very specific things usually. Like they're trying, like not that they're trying to hire like experts, but like they're trying to hire, they're not trying to grow people into roles. Whereas like bigger companies will hire people to grow them. Small companies hire people that are already fit their role because they just have less resources, you know? But yeah, Jomi's exactly right. You should try for like every job you want. Because like what's the time commitment on this? You send them your resume and like fill out their tiny little form, right? Look at that. Like this must take like, this is copy pasted from your resume, or no, this is just like a little thing. You should make a LinkedIn though and say that you're looking for work. Yeah, like this wouldn't take that long. And you'll find out, you'll like you can, and the other important thing is people are usually nice enough to give you feedback if they don't accept you. Like as long as like if you upload your resume and send it to them and then they're like they just don't respond, then like there's no communication channel open. But if they respond, they're like, hey, like we appreciate you applying, but we're looking for other things right now. And that's nice of them. And you can ask like, hey, what sort of things would be nice for you to see? You can ask for that feedback. And sometimes they'll respond, sometimes they won't. Guy from Cybersecurity Club sending me a connection on there. Nice, there you go. See, like you're networking, you'll get a job. I just think I think the thing to focus on is not doing like, do side projects because you're interested in the side project. Don't do a side project because you need like some resume fodder to like show in an interview. Because I don't think it's as important as people think. Like if you nail your interview, if you nail, like doing well in the interview is the most important thing. If you're getting interviews, doing well in them is the most important thing. If you're not getting interviews, then it's like, why am I not getting interviews? And then that might be because you don't have enough work experience, and then you might do side projects to help that. But you need to apply to places to find out if you need to do the side project first. Yeah, networking is good. How's everyone doing today? A lot of job advice I'm schlocking around, huh? What do I know? Yeah, I mean that's a good thing to help your mom and dad. It will limit the number of jobs you can get though, because some jobs just won't hire remote. Some will though. Honestly, I'd recommend applying for like credit card companies. I don't think they're too hard to get. The one for Unos filling remote, yeah. Yeah, I think because of COVID, a lot of companies are just hiring remotely now, which is cool. I don't think it's really necessary. You do lose some things. Should I try for Amazon since I have the connection there? Yeah, I think you should try for everything. Like if you're gonna you should study algo questions if you're gonna try for Amazon. But they'll interview you like once a year, I think. Even if you don't get it the first time, like they'll interview, or they say like wait 6 months or wait a year or something like that for the next time. Almost got an interview once for them. Good. Well, there you go. Yeah, I think you just keep that momentum of applying for places and getting interviews and interviewing, because like the only way to get better at interviews is by doing them. So, and definitely study your lead codes, and also practice the soft skill questions too. A lot of important things. Oh, this freaking cat, dude. I'm gonna get a cat soon. I'm gonna do it. You are late, Jomi. You are late, man. That's a cute kitty. I don't know. Like the problem is I've never worked at one. So I don't know how picky they are, but the state of the world is that a lot of companies need a lot of Cat of time coming soon. Oh, we could get a cat cam, a kitten cam. I hope we get a cat this year. Actually, just become a Cobalt developer. Yeah. I don't know. I've never worked at a credit card company. I think like I think that they're more willing to like take a risk on you. Like I don't think it's like it's not as hard as a Fang, I guess. That's the understanding I have. I think like smaller defense contractors are probably the easiest that I am aware of. I don't know anything easier than that. Then you have like the bigger defense contractors, which are maybe the next hardest. This is my stack ranking of difficulty of getting a software job for a lot of software jobs I haven't had. I think it's small defense contractors. This is my experience. Small defense contractors are the easiest. Big defense contractors are next. Then maybe credit card companies and other banks and stuff like that. And then maybe startups. And then maybe like Fangs. And then like the really exclusive companies like Netflix and stuff. Liberty Mutual. That's an insurance company. Oh, that's a good idea. Insurance companies. Yeah, apply for those too. Time to make a YouTube video tier list. Easiest company to get a developer job. We should. I don't. The problem, I guess, I would feel like I would be. Not that I would be lying, but I don't know. I guess. Right? I'd love to work there. Yeah. Yeah, that might be cool. I mean, at the end of the day, me personally, I want a job that I wanted to join a company that has good like tooling, good coding practices, and then they just let me do what I want. That's all I need to be happy. Those are the most important things. I think social media companies will probably always be fairly difficult to get into. So I think game dev companies are maybe the hardest. I quit my job to prove my tier list is real. That'd be interesting. Would you guys like a video series where it's just me recording me interviewing for a company? It's just like me taking interviews for these companies to see if I get in, and then I like have like data. I have actual data points for it. That'd be interesting, huh? There's a good idea for a video. Yeah. Larian Studios. I don't know that one. That sounds like a game company. Those sound hard. I think game dev companies are probably the hardest. Also, I don't know if I could do a game dev interview because from what I understand, they ask you to do take home stuff, and I refuse to do that. Not that I'm all like high and mighty, but that just sounds painful. Making a video on ranking job types for entry level to senior roles. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm definitely not the most experienced person, so that's the problem, is I feel like I would be making up some stuff. Or not that I don't know, not that I'd be lying, but I'd be like doing my best guess. Yeah, minutes, I like that. That's a good idea. Track stats like minutes wasted on waiting for the interview to start. Minutes spent taking pseudoscience personality tests or Myers-Briggs. Do they ask you to take Myers-Briggs? I haven't had that yet, but that would be interesting. I could just become a professional interviewer or interviewee, where all I do is record myself getting interviews. NeetCode on YouTube, who does LeetCode examples, ended up at Google. Oh, that's cool. Government does. I had to take one. Interesting. I guess it kind of makes sense. I've taken it before. I'm like a what is it? I'm like a INTJ or something, or INTN maybe. I don't remember. I'm some letter at the end. I'm INT for sure. I don't remember what the last letter was though. This would be an interesting video. It would also be like, it would be short to make because it would just be me getting interviewed, you know? I guess the ranking video would take a little bit of time, but I wonder if that's legal. Like, would it be legal for me to record myself? Maybe, I don't know. I probably have to tell them that I'm recording. Like, hey, I'm recording this for a YouTube video or something. Is that okay? But then they might be like, oh, are you even trying to join? I don't know. They might just write me off right there. Like, hey, that's not okay. It's like, I don't want to do the interview anymore. I want to fix I'll call it a disco light with red, orange, and green light, but I have no experience with electricity. That sounds like it's gonna be challenging then. You'll definitely need permission to record. Yeah, you're probably right, huh? Well, I feel like I've seen YouTube videos where people, maybe if I blur out their face or something, because I saw this one guy doing YouTube videos where he would do interviews, like Zoom interviews for like temp jobs, and he would just be really weird on them, and the people would be like, "What are you doing?" It was like a comedy video. Some people I like that stuff when the other side ends up happy, but I don't like that stuff when the other side ends up mad. I got my rejection letter in the mail, and it was a blank envelope with no return statement. Guess my personality didn't fit. I mean, like, what's gonna happen is it's a numbers game because you're gonna get a lot of rejections. Don't fall for coding boot camps. Yeah, I don't have any experience with coding boot camps. Yeah, the problem with not telling what company it is that like that's the interesting part, you know. This was an interview with blah blah blah. Hook up an Arduino or a Pico Pi to it. That'd be cool. Yeah. It might be hard if you haven't done any like electrical stuff. You could probably figure it out. I doubt I could get into Netflix because they only hire like senior devs. I maybe could. I don't know. I think it would be a hard job to land. I think I could with enough tries, but I don't think I could. Like, I think I'll have a low probability of getting in. I'm not that good at algorithms questions. I'm not that good at interviewing, I don't think. You're better than me? I don't know. I've been coding for a long time. So I've kind of like figured out the way I like to code, I guess. Yeah, you can probably figure it out, but I don't want to break it because you can't exactly buy that thing. Did you buy a stop? Did you steal a stoplight or something? You thief. I think stoplights will probably be challenging to set up power for because I don't know how like they power right off the like line, don't they? So you need maybe you can I don't know what voltage the lines run at, but you probably need to mimic that kind of. They probably have some controller too. Didn't steal it, found it, quote unquote found it. Last interview I nailed everything they asked but Python. I couldn't lie my way through it. Yeah, definitely don't lie. If you don't know Python, just say I don't know Python. I've never used Python before, or be like, or what I've done in the past, which I don't even know if this is very effective. Uh, I've been like, I don't know that, but like here's what I know about it, and then I'll try to talk about it, but I usually don't know enough to like be that convincing. I think so. It's probably just be like I don't know it, but I did in the interview and did. Well, that's fine. Then it didn't work out. It used to work, but not anymore. There's your opportunity to fix it. Someone hooked up a power plug to it. That sounds like it's not gonna work, but maybe it does. I don't know. Well, the ground wire isn't connected anymore. Interesting. Yeah, you want to be careful when you're dealing with like mains like that because that's a lot of current. And you guys are in Europe, so you're on 240 volts, aren't you? So it's pretty high voltage and like infinite current. So I guess however much your breaker will sustain, maybe like 10 amps, but that's enough to kill you for sure. So definitely be careful if you are gonna play around with this stuff. Make sure your power's off and stuff like that. So I want to connect to a new power plug, and the other wires are for controlling the lights, I think. Oh, okay. You might like, have you tried Googling like how the things work? Someone's probably hacked some project with it before. That's like that's a pretty common target, I think, for like people wanting to make little light show things. They'll use like traffic lights. I don't think I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure you might be able to find data sheets for those systems to to get the general gist of like how it works. Look for someone who knows more about electricity. I mean, I was an electrical engineer in college, so I can control it with my thoughts now. I'm like Magneto, but for electricity. I was trying to think of a superhero who can control electricity, but I couldn't think of anybody. Are there any? I don't know. All right. Now I think for these, because I basically to unmarshal it, because that's what this function basically does. I don't know why I call it to normal, but to unmarshal it, I just need to, or can I just override the unmarshal binary function? That's actually probably the right way to do it, but whatever. I just need to put the right type here and then unmarshal that with the payload. For this one, it'll be physics. Yeah, we do 120. Ours is 120 volts. I remember Europe is like 240, right? That's my recollection. Error is not equal to nil. We'll return nil error. Else, we're going to return b nil. This is all the same. Game.body, physics.input. I'm being a little lazy. Error. Oh, I need to do ECS.c. Belgium is 230 and 50 hertz apparently. Yeah, ours is 60 hertz but 120. Or maybe we are also like 50 hertz. I don't remember. I wonder what the decision point is for what voltage you pick, or they just pick some voltage and like whatever. I want to finish my project I got going. I want to finish the web scrap pictures for it, but fear of blacklist. Oh, you want to scrape pictures on the web? Yeah, I think writing a scraper will be like a whole nother project in and of itself. Like I think that's fairly involved. So that'll be another resumeable project if you want. Error, nickel the nil, turn error. They just put some voltages on a dartboard. That's what it sounds like, honestly. Value of type uint32 is not assignable to type. ECS ID does Golang have a bright future in full stack as a backend? I think Go is a great language for like web development type programming. So yeah, I think for sure it could. I think it's a great target. I think it's super easy. It's strongly typed and it's statically typed. So I guess technically it's like duck typed. I guess some of it's statically typed. It's kind of hard. It is statically typed. I think. I think Go's a good language for this sort of thing, especially like high concurrence web apps where you have a lot of stuff going on at the same time. It's got all the stuff you need to do that would be hard to have in like C. Java has all this stuff, but Java's just a really bloated language in my opinion. It's hard to build. Go builds fast. The libraries are pretty good. The standard library is really good. It has generics now, which is nice. You need that sort of thing, which most web apps probably don't need that sort of thing. It was also pretty fast. I like it at least. I'd like to make a React navbar that populates with figures of the different dojos because I'm gonna have it update with the characters as those seasons progress. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you planned quite a lot for the website. It sounded pretty cool. Faster than traditional background language. Heck yeah. I mean, it's really good. I think it's a good language. I just think, regardless of everything else, I think it's just a easy language to work with. Does this package not? Oh, I don't think I can cast this. Let me see what this error says. I'm surprised that this doesn't work. Wait, this should work because I'm able to do it somewhere else. Set map index value of type. Oh, it's for the map. Yeah, sure thing. Happy to help. WinDev. Also, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you around here, I don't think. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing. This is why the bar is hard. Yeah, I think if you don't know how to make the bar, then like you don't necessarily need. I guess you don't need to. Like, I guess either you need to figure out like how to do that, or just make it simpler. And I think it's fine to start with something that's simpler and build it, make it more complicated out of that. I almost always do that. I make the simplest thing I can and then I iterate on it. And I think that's a good way of doing it. So when I unmarshal, this is the problem. I don't think that should be a problem, but I'm just gonna put it to do here. Okay, and we'll make this UN32 just for serialization purposes. For the binary world update, HStack and VStack. What are those? I heard you talking about them, but I don't know. I didn't know what they were. I'm pretty out of the I'm out of the web dev type. I don't know the web dev stuff, to be honest. I'm not really a web dev. Whenever I have to make a website, I like literally just do I literally just type it in HTML. I've given up on trying to use frameworks unless I had to do something really interactive. I feel like the web dev frameworks are just too hard. SSR is greater than modern frameworks. What is SSR? I'm interested. Web development. SSR versus CSR. What is better for? Oh, server-side rendering. That's interesting. Why do you say that? Browser executes React. What is the difference? Sorry, I'm trying to understand what the difference is. Okay. Server sending response to browser. Browser downloads JavaScript. Server sending ready to be rendered HTML response to browser. Browser renders the page now viewable, and browser downloads JS. Okay. Browser executes React. Browser executes React. Page now viewable and reactable. Page now and reactable. I think you meant to type page reactable. Page now reactable. So it just like renders the first page for you. Server-side rendering keeps the UI state on the server even if updating that state requires a page refresh. Interesting. Any modern framework equals your state being kept up to date using REST calls, and the developer ensures the state is synced between the source and view. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess I always thought that client side would be better because you could have like a really dynamic thing going on and then just have like a really thin networking interface between the two. But maybe, yeah, I guess I don't know. Oh, here's the pros and cons. Ideal for sites serving only static content. Ideal for web apps. Fast page load, fast initial page load. Fast rendering after initial load. No JS dependency. Rich site interaction reduces server load. Easy for search engines and bots to, oh, because it's statically built. Or not statically built, but it's built by the server. It would be good the way you said if you only had to manage state on the server side and have that automatically reflected on the client. Oh, so you have to, yeah, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that like now you have this like client app that needs to be kept in sync with things that are updating on the server side, which can be challenging dynamically. Whereas if you only had the state on the server side, now it's like, oh, the server is just always going to stay in sync, and then it just updates whenever the person clicks the next button or whatever. It is interesting. I wish there was more. I wish there was more variety in these frameworks. I'm everything dev. I like that. Okay, this one is this, but now when I pull it out of the binary world update, I need to cast it. Oh, this I need to do in 32. I just do a little casting here, a little casting there. Wait a second. Oh, I'm stupid. This needs to go here. Sorry, I've only had one cup of coffee today, as you can tell. Making a lot of little issues here. Confidence +1. It's good to be confident. Just don't be too confident. It's a tough balance. I don't know. I feel like confidence is a tough balance. You ever need a front end framework? Try solid. See, the problem is I just hate JavaScript so much. It's solid JS, right? Or is there ones that are in other languages? Like doing the whole node package manager and stuff like that is so painful to me. How to avoid CSS canvas. Yeah, it's not really, sorry, it's not JavaScript the language that I have a problem with. It's like Node.js and like the Node package manager and like managing all those dependencies and like stuff like that. That's painful to me. It's so like in your face. Flutter, how to avoid JavaScript. Flutter. Let me look at that. Well, this sounds kind of nice actually. Switch to PPM. I just don't think any of them like it would have to it would, like maybe I'm just spoiled by using Go because Go has such a good package management system. Like I literally type like go get. I don't have to. It doesn't like bloat my folders or anything like that. All my stuff's still organized and it builds it for me and it always works. Have you ever seen Whales? No, I don't think so. That sounds really familiar actually. A Whales app. Select your operating system. Okay, that's not what I wanted to look at. This is not enough content per page. I feel like I'm clicking yeah, okay, here we go. Flutter seems nice though. Can I do this in Go? Oh, is this a Google thing? It looks very Google from this. Well, the examples look nice. I don't think if I made them, I don't think they'd look this nice though. These projects have been pretty smooth. The PNPM. What is this? Okay, here we go. Uses the WebView library. This in turn uses the native rendering engine for the platform. Front end is coded using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and the backend is Go. Oh, this is a full stack framework. That's kind of nice actually. This does sound pretty good. Sadly, Flutter is very slow. Oh, you need to use Dino. It does not create node modules. Ooh, that's nice. Does it create packagelock.json? Does it automatically update my dependencies without asking me? Those are my pet peeves with npm at least. I don't understand. Like I kind of get that you want to be constantly getting the most up-to-date thing, but like I feel like I like how Go does it where like until I type like go get update or something, or what is it, go get.u dash u. This is an interesting organization. I think this is the smart way to do it too. That's what a UX designer is for, making things look pretty. That's why I use that's why I like those like CSS libraries that you guys send around, like the Pico CSS and what was that other one? The 8-bit one. Like it was like a NES. Oh yeah, it's nes.css. Those are cool. Because like it just completely styles your application. You don't have to worry about anything. But it doesn't style the layout. It just styles the like making it look nice. All the buttons are consistent and stuff like that. That's all I want. Native Flutter is fast. Oh, you can lock dependencies? That does sound nice. See, this is the problem, is I don't know this stuff. And then I say some outrageous thing and you guys catch me on it. I don't like that. I don't like it one bit. I'm using NES CSS. Oh, that's for your website. That's cool. That's why it looks so good. And Hope UI for layout. Interesting. There's so many little things like that. Someone just needs to combine them all together and make a mega project. Marshall binary. Oops. Unmarshall binary. Let's just make sure. Let's just get it running really quick. Dash run.sh unmarshall. That. Flat buffers. Failed to serialize gob. What did I change? Failed to read frame header. Punishable value in Serdes world update. Most of my day has been waiting for ng servers to compile work. Oh, ng serve. I don't know ng serve. Yes, always has a special place in my heart. With Hope UI, it kind of feels like Swift UI. It's so easy. What is Hope UI? Is it a JavaScript framework or something? The only issue with NES CSS is terrible readability. Oh, it's a component library for Solid.js. Gotcha. It definitely fits your theme pretty well with the block text and all of that. I mostly use the layouts of Hope UI. Oh, nice. What did I must have changed something that broke this. Have a look. Partial binary wouldn't break anything. Aw, this is kind of unfortunate. It's just gonna show everything as being updated because I moved it to another file. That's gonna make it very hard to tell what I actually changed. Oh, I bet I know what it is actually. Wait, actually, do I? Maybe I don't. I think here I overrode, yeah, I did this. Okay. That's actually kind of confusing. Then I do, because I basically tell it, because Gob uses the Marshall binary, the custom Marshall binary that I wrote, but I kind of only wanted to use that for when I was doing my binary one. But it should work still, I think. That would mean that this probably doesn't work. Yeah, okay. So there's some bug here still. Oh, I'm gonna do this actually. Oh, that does work. But whenever I use it for Gob, it doesn't work. Okay, we'll just have to make this custom so it doesn't get used for Gob, and then we'll call it from here. I feel like I'm doing so much repetitive stuff, and I don't really know how to centralize it really. We're back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And we're back. I feel like Google React code. I don't know enough React to do it myself. That's okay. That's just where you gotta start. If it was Java, then I'd be okay. Yeah, projects definitely always take longer when you have to learn a new language at the same time, or a new framework or whatever. So for this, what I will do is, instead of doing the generic binary Marshall, I'm surprised it doesn't work for Gob actually. Let me try it again. Oh, it does work now. Okay, it was just I had the wrong, I had the pointer receiver rather than the, I can use my binary serializer. All right, let's change this to binary, save that, run that. I should do something in Python. I don't really know Python all that well. I don't really know what I would do in Python either. Look at that beautiful hat. I need to build an animation system, huh? What was that, shoot, what was that command we were doing to measure network usage? I just want to, like, I want to compare, like nettop or something top. Netscape, that's a browser, I think. iftop? Inload, maybe. Daemon? My only wish for Go now is that they get some sort of attribute system with associated reflection abilities, like in Java C#. Would like to not have to comments have magic abilities to the compiler. Oh, do you mean like, do you mean, what are they called? Are you doing annotations, like Java annotations? Yeah, it's iftop. Yeah, Java annotations, gotcha. Yeah, I actually, I don't really know how I feel about annotations, because I feel like sometimes I'll have an annotation in my code that does something super wacky and I don't really know what it is, and it's kind of hard to find out, and it's kind of annoying sometimes. But like, yeah, I think that's to some degree, like, there does need to be something like that. I think Java maybe overdoes it a bit. I'm sure there's a middle ground, because I feel like it is a useful thing to do. What do I want to do? It's like iftop. Hold on. Sorry, I have to do this on my other thing, because I don't know what IP addresses it's going to show here. Yeah. Well, the problem, yeah, Java just gets really confusing. At least Java has like fully, they force you to import stuff before you use an annotation for it, you know? So you can kind of like figure out where it goes. But I'd like to be able to have DB model and have it get migrated automatically or something. Yeah. Yeah, I think stuff like that's nice. I'm not like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I'm torn on code generation. Like, I wish there was just better ways of abstraction stuff than to generate code. But sometimes I'm not, like, like whenever I get that in that situation, I'm like, really can't think of a better way of doing this other than like generating the code for it. But I usually don't like to. Let's see here. Let's run this. I wish it would show it like maybe it does show it per second. I don't know how to read this. Was this like kilobits per second, or are you gonna handle UI? So much code gen can be avoided with a slightly better reflection library. Yeah, I'm not like super familiar with Go's reflection library. Yeah, but I feel like there's some use cases where I'm like, oh, if only Go like supported this one little thing, it would make my life so much easier. Are you gonna handle UI for this? I wrote a small little UI library on top of my rendering library, which supports like buttons and stuff like that. It doesn't support like, it supports text. It wouldn't really like support like a text box though. But yeah, it'll probably be inside the same renderer though. Like, I'll probably just write my own. I've written most of it. There's some like UI features that it doesn't support, like buttons on top of buttons. It gets kind of confusing. Let's see here. What if you can bind to something like Qt and have them presented in the game? Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you can do the opposite of what you described though. Like, in Qt, you can export a what's it called, window. You can export an OpenGL context, and then you can load your game inside of that. I've also done, in the past, there's IM GUI bindings for Go, and I've used that in this before, so I have like the IM GUI stuff. But like for in the game, it's like, I want to theme it exactly how I want to theme it, you know? So it'd be hard to use like a UI library. I also want it to be portable so that it will run in browser too. I'm not really sure what a web view is though. Transparent web view. Is that, what is a web view? Is that just for phones? Is that what they call like a canvas in phones or something? Web view it's a view that renders HTML inside of what? Like, I can load that, oh, mini browser. Can I load that inside of OpenGL in your app? Is it for phones? Is that a phone thing? I guess I'm confused on like what it runs in. Like, where would I load I'll load a transparent web view on top of my like GLFW window or something? Or is it like a app thing specifically? Oh, it's just a term for the technique. Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha. I see. Yeah, that's actually an interesting idea. I didn't realize that people did that. I'm trying to, I wish I knew how to read this. Is it like, I don't know, is this like minimum, average, peak or something? Who knows? Seems pretty low though. Okay, we'll just look at the left number. Whatever. Oh, rates. I can't tell. I do need to go back to school. It's weird it's showing me as sending a lot, but not receiving anything. Oh, let's just look at peak, I guess. I don't know. 197 kilobits. That's the binary. We'll do this. Yeah, this is a really confusing tool. I wish it was better, but I don't really know anything off the top of my head. What I probably should do is in my game, I should probably just calculate how much I'm sending. Here we go. Okay, flat buffers is 312 kilobits. Looks like at 309. There it shows 165. What did we have for, oops, where are you? Here we are. Oh, this one was at like 28. So this one was way lower in the middle. Actually, it's kind of climbing up now. This must be like the average. Oh, sorry, I missed this. Oh, let me close this first. Let's see if we can get a better tool. In load. That actually seems kind of nice. Let's see. IF top. The in option prevents. Oh, IF top. Wait, what was I? Oh, I was IF top. Oh, should tell me what this was though. What these columns are. NetHogs. Oh, this one looks cool. Beamon. Does it only look on the overall network interfaces? I wonder if you can do it on Slurm. Probuffs are cool, but they require a separate format for all. That which makes them unwieldy rather than just setting up your scheme and code somewhere. Yeah, I think protobufs come from that, or like that sort of way is like, oh, we want it to work with every language. So you generate bindings, you generate code bindings for every language. But it would be nice, like Go is strongly typed enough to where you should be able to just generate stuff from a few functions, or from a few structs, I think. If Go had unions, then it would be super easy, I feel like. That's like my biggest pain right now, is not having unions. It makes the serialization and deserialization super manual. I'm sure that there's more, like I'm sure there's reflection ways I can do it, but it's just painful. I might just do this and load. Yeah, I also prefer not having a separate build step. Let's see, inload. Do a quick install. Yeah, let me do my measurements, and then I'll look at your. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Because I was basically just like hand coding it. Do you handle because I've looked a lot of binary packages and the JSON and the GOB packages to see how they do it. Did you ever do any like interface? Like for example, if you have a type that has an interface that has multiple implementations of that interface, like do you handle serializing that? That was the hardest thing for me. Dash U. Oh, devices. All right, let me check one thing. This might work. Oh, cool. All right. Let's take our measurements. So we have incoming should match outgoing. Yeah. But also just to keep in mind, like this is 2 hops because I have a proxy server, I have a server, and then I have the client. So like outgoing is going to be like a server sending a message to the proxy, and the proxy sending a message to the client, and then vice versa. The client sending a message to the proxy sending it back. So you could theoretically cut this number in half, and that would be like the bit rate per one user. But like that's the outgoing bit rate of like the from the cloud to the host to the client. We'll do average, like 150 kilobits a second. Oops, didn't mean to save that. We'll do flat buffers next. Actually, I should probably stop this and then reload it. Okay, 304. This is not a very scientific measuring, but JSON. Hopefully this one's the biggest. 411. Flat buffers is actually fairly large. I'm gonna redo binary because I think I had it open. I wonder if I mismeasured it. Yeah, 185, 187, like that. Gob. Let's see here. Oops, 283. All right, there's our numbers. I guess I think binary I could optimize a lot more. These ones I can't really optimize anymore because like I've already built it in the way that they say to. But binary, like there's a lot of manual stuff that I can still do. Like for example, when I encode this payload, I encode a slice rather than a fixed size array. So if you use a fixed size array, like because when you encode a slice, you have to say like how long is it going to be. But I know I have the message type, so I know how long it's going to be. I can save a few bytes there. I think that's basically it. Other than doing like some really exotic encodings, there is a lot of room for exotic encodings though. And by that I mean like doing really custom stuff like delta encoding and things like that. But that's a lot of different serialization methods. My on message handlers are strongly typed. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll take a look at that and put it in my reading list. Oh, okay. Looking forward to the serialization video. Is this yours? PGSF? Oh, are you Kingstone in Discord? It's hard to keep track of people's names when they have different ones. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at this. I appreciate you sending it. Yeah. I will make a serialization video. I think it'll be interesting to go through the different things that I did. Because it took a long time to get these to all work. But I feel like I need to do like another binary one that's like more optimized. But I have a lot of videos I have to make. I have a big backlog right now. So this one's probably be kind of far off. But I'm gonna try to increase my rate of video making soon. Cool. Well, that's all I'm gonna do for today, I think. I'll be waiting with bated breath. Good. You better be waiting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me today. Thanks to all who stopped by. I appreciate it. I appreciate the interesting conversations. It was a good time. We got a little bit of a few data points here. Feeling good. Learned some stuff. So, yep, that will be it. Yeah, see you, Dracula. See you all. Hope you guys have a good day, a good rest of your day. And it is Thursday. One more day till Friday. So I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.